Sacramento, California on July 5th in 105 degree weather at almost 7 p.m. And that's actually probably down 6 degrees from the high today, maybe 7 degrees or 8. Anyway, if you watched the channel before, you realize I'm not a big fan of Joe Biden, but I really dislike the lack of moral compass that Donald Trump tends to display. I remember Trump's antics from the 80s and 90s, the Epstein years. And yeah, Clinton was there, and you know something? Everybody was there. If I could have gotten a ticket on the plane, I probably would have been there. My 2 marriages ended from me being with my second wife, disloyal to my second wife with numerous young ladies. But that's neither here nor there. What I want to talk about is the United States needs somebody that's young and aggressive and progressive. This country in the next 30 years, and yes, first off, I'll be in the Dominican Republic starting next year, and secondly, I'll be dead in 30 years because I'll be 102, and even though I've never been into drugs or alcohol or smoking, 102 is a long time to live. So anyway, you can't keep throwing old people in charge of the government because they're going to grab other old people like them, but not as competent because everybody wants a second term. So you grab somebody that isn't going to be a vice president to you the first time around, that's competitive and is likely to take your second shot at the presidency. So by its very nature, the job of president is a job to protect your first 4 years. I like to say that Biden has a good cabinet because you can't run this country as a demigod. There's 300 million people in it, and you're not a hidden person to the rest of the world. You're one of the preeminent people in the rest of the world, just by the nature of you being the president of the United States. I hate that people from the United States of America call themselves Americans, because it's kind of wrong, because America is South America, Central America, North America. It contains numerous countries, and then the people from the United States just say, we're the Americans. And when people from Mexico want to come here, Guatemala or Brazil or Venezuela, they're all Americans too, guys, because they come from South America, Central America, so they're Americans. And I hate the fact that people from the United States seem to think that they have the right to call themselves American and exclude those people. If we were welcoming of the other people that live in Central America and South America and our Canadian friends up north, then I wouldn't have any trouble calling us Americans, because we all are Americans. But the American ego that says we're Americans and people from Mexico, even though they live in Central America, are not Americans, it seems very wrong to me. Another beef I have is the GOP or the Republican Party, because at present time it doesn't resemble the Republican Party that I've ever seen in my 72 years. It's the party of Trump. It's the party of Trump and only Trump. He proved that when he told them not to sign the package for border security a few months back. So anyways, let's get some younger people. I don't like the 35 to be president. It's probably a good thing, but 35 to be president, you have to be 35 to be president, but you probably shouldn't be president after 60 or 65. Let's do away with the upper end and open up the lower end. Maybe make it, you have to be 25 to be president, or maybe 30, and you can't run for president if your 60th birthday falls before election day. That'd be more relevant. That'd be a better way to run it. And Trump, look, I mean, in the 80s, I kind of enjoyed him. He was having a lot of fun. He was doing a lot of partying. He was always with hot girls, didn't really seem to care about their age. But that's not what I want my daughter and granddaughter to grow up in a country that presumes that's okay. Grabbing women by the genitalia is not something that I ever thought I'd hear somebody who became president. I thought it was over when he said that. I thought it was over. I thought there was no way. Now he's a convicted felon. Looking back, I should have known better, but a convicted felon shouldn't be able to run for president. And somebody that stumbles around the stage like Joe Biden shouldn't run for president either, to be terribly honest. So I heard the other day that Kamala Harris is second in the European bookmaking betting to be president of the United States. Trump's 3-5, Harris is 4-1, Biden 7-1, and Gavin Newsom out here in California is 10-1. That's the present bookmaker odds in merry old England. And I think you can see what happened there too. I think they had a election, and on the 4th of July, pretty humorous day for a country that lost to the United States, and July 4th is our Independence Day, to have an election. And Labor, which is their version of the Democratic Party, trounced the Conservative Party. And it's the first time in, I think there's only been 2 or 3 times in the last 160 years that the Labor Party has won. So a complete turnaround over the last 4 years in England. And now Great Britain has I won't say progressive, because the guy that's in charge of it kind of shoved the progressive members of the party out. And it's a true centrist party. And so it ought to be very interesting to watch them. But I think this is the Trump party's final hurrah. I think they're going to win, I'll be honest with you. I'm not sure whether he's going to be serving his presidency from jail or from the White House. That should also be interesting. The one thing I keep noting and keep telling people is that Bitcoin, although it was relatively new, it went up 60 times in value over his 4 years of presidency. Rich people, I've known a few, do not like the unknown. And his presidency, if nothing else, was definitely the unknown. When you keep firing cabinet members, there's no way that the economic markets like it. And they run for cover. They run for the security of gold and collectibles. And I think this time you're going to see them run for Bitcoin like crazy, because at $60,000 to $70,000 a Bitcoin, there's a whole lot more rich people in it than used to be. And there's a whole lot more rich people that are going to run for it than used to be. And 2 things give something value: demand and scarcity. 21 million Bitcoin is the end of it forever. You can't go dig in a new hole and find some more. So 21 million Bitcoin, and there's already, what, 18 million in circulation right now, 19? There ain't many on the sidelines to be mined. And demand is growing incredibly. So remember, if you'd put 10,000 bucks into Bitcoin at the start of Trump's last 4 years, when he left office, you'd be looking at 600,000. 10,000 to 600,000, pretty nice turn in 4 years. Okay, thanks a lot. Have a great day. Talk to you later.